The Office of the Attorney General has been fighting this lawsuit since 2009. Now that it's lost, the district wants a stay. What does that mean?
The stay is a court order that says this ruling is suspended so that the old law will go into effect, which strongly regulated carrying of firearms.
Who gets the request for a stay?
The first step would be to go to that judge that wrote the opinion, and if that judge says, no, I'm not going to hold off on my ruling, it goes into effect immediately, the old law is invalid, then they go to the Court of Appeals and try to get that ruling overturned.
How soon would the judge rule on the request for the stay?
Something like this, where all kinds of things depend upon the ruling immediately. In other words, what the police are going to do, whether you can carry your handgun or not, it would be done very quickly.
If the stay is denied, how long before the Court of Appeals takes up the case?
At the longest length of time, it probably won't take more than several weeks for there to be a final ruling of some kind on whether there's a stay or not. Then it'll take somewhat longer into the fall and perhaps beyond for there to be a ruling about whether the gun regulations themselves are good or bad.
And could this end up in the Supreme Court?
It's possible that it could go to the Supreme Court, yes, because the original Supreme Court ruling on the right to keep and bear arms only addressed a small part of it. In the District of Columbia, it only addressed keeping weapons in the home. And so this is a gaping hole. What do you do on the street? Lots of courts of appeals around the country have been ruling on this, but it's a question which the Supreme Court will have to have a unified ruling on for the whole country.
So as Professor Rothstein reads the ruling, anyone with a registered handgun can now legally carry it out of their home and onto the streets of the district. Now, just a few minutes ago, I was taking a look at the motion that was filed in court today by the D.C. Attorney General's office. There's something very interesting in here. It says that they contacted the plaintiffs, the ones who filed the lawsuit, and asked them if they had any objection to an immediate 90-day stay, and they said they did not, as long as the City Council enacts remedial legislation that complies with constitutional standards. Otherwise, basically what they're saying is, if the City Council acts immediately to try and write some new laws, they are not opposed to an immediate 90-day stay. Tony and Sean.
At the bottom of, I guess the basis of this, Paul, this is not over. We still have a long way to go before this is all settled.
No, all right. Not at all. This is going to be ongoing for quite some time.
Yeah. Thanks for helping us sort through it all. Thanks.